Welcome to Safari Kiwi, and today we're going to learn about Bulgaria's last horse lord. Probably the most overlooked of the First World War's Central Power partners was the Kingdom of Bulgaria. The Bulgarians were a poor European country still recovering from the Second Balkan War of 1913. When World War I began in 1914, Bulgaria was all too happy to be on the sidelines. But due to the Bulgarians' flanking position next to Serbia, both sides of the conflict tried to entice Bulgaria into their camp. The Bulgarian demands were simple. They wanted to regain territory like Badar Macedonia to the southwest of Bulgaria. But neither Central Powers nor Entente could originally make agreements that impressed the recovering nation to go to war. The stalemate on the Western Front did little to impress its military leaders that either side was at an advantage. Then, when Italy joined the war, the Entente powers promised Bulgaria places like Macedonia, Ottoman-controlled eastern Thrace. Bulgaria began to turn. This was hoped to help the Gallipoli campaign and cause a southern ulcer to the Central Powers. Knowing this, the German and Austro-Hungarians promised that they went to war with the Entente, they could keep all lands captured by its army, would receive war material, and they would help them recover all the territory lost in the Balkan Wars. The Bulgarians asked if the Entente could make similar promises, but the political situation in the Entente camp didn't allow them to improve upon their initial offer. Treaties were signed on the 6th of September 1915, and the Bulgarian army began mobilizing for war on the 11th of September. The Bulgarian government finally declared war on Serbia on the 14th of October 1915. The Bulgarian army invaded from the east, while the German and Austrians invaded from the west. The two armies soon linked up in a matter of months. The entire Serbian and Entente forces had been beaten back and were pushed out of Serbia itself. Bulgaria had achieved its goal of reclaiming the Badar. Austro-Hungary defeated Serbia, and the Germans could now send war aid to the Ottoman Empire. Training in Hungary as a cavalry commander and a veteran of the Balkan Wars, Kolev had been given command of the Bulgarian 10th Aegean Infantry Division. While the division and its commander were not part of the Serbian invasion, Kolev was given command of the Bulgarian Cavalry Division, a post he took over on the 8th of May, 1916. Kolev was made aware by the Bulgarian High Command that Romania might join the Entente. Kolev was able to rustle the High Command for a supply of new machine guns, new field artillery pieces, and with this improved upon cavalry division, it attached itself to the Bulgarian Third Army. In the wake of the early successes of the Brusilov offensive, the Romanian government joined the Entente, declaring war on Austro-Hungary on the 27th of August, 1916. At first, the Romanian forces enjoyed some successes in Transylvania. Bulgaria, as part of the Central Powers, declared war on Romania on the 1st of September. The Bulgarian Cavalry Division deployed on the left flank of the Central Powers' attack on Tutrakan. Kolev's first battle of the war involved an attack by the Romanian 19th Infantry Division. The Romanians were counterattacking Bulgarian forces, and Kolev was able to deploy his machine guns and troops into a funnel for his artillery pieces. The Romanians were soon forced to retreat, a fact Kolev took full advantage of and pursued on his horses. Outflanking the Romanian infantry, Kolev swung his forces north and advanced on the Romanian Infantry Division's headquarters at Dubric. Unable to defend, and with Russian reinforcements still well on the way, the Romanians were in a full retreat. Kolev's cavalry division was relieved at Dubric by the 6th Bulgarian Infantry Division. He took his troops back to the left wing. The Central Powers had just taken Tutrakan, and the force was recovering before advancing again. On the 7th of September, Kolev could hear artillery fire at his headquarters. Unaware of the situation, he sent messages to his superiors. The message he got back was grim. The 6th Bulgarian Infantry Division was under attack from the 19th Romanian Infantry Division and an entire Russian army corps. Without orders, Kolev rallied his men and rode north yet again. The Bulgarian Cavalry Division was able to deploy and release a fresh fire base on the Russian left flank. This came at a critical moment and crippled the would-be fresh waves of Russians to attack Dubric. The Russians tried to counterattack this new threat on their flank, but Kolev had deployed his limited artillery on higher ground to the Russian artillery, making sighting advancing targets much easier. On the 17th of September, the Central Powers made their assault on the Kobanin line. Kolev was unable to achieve his objectives of pushing any breakthroughs for several reasons: poor communication, exhausted troops, and loss of life. The Central Power suspended their assault to regroup. Kolev and the commander of the Ottoman 25th Infantry Division dug in together at the villages of Amizek and Perveli. One of the highlights of Kolev's career was being awarded the Iron Cross on the 30th of September, 1916. German General Mackensen personally arrived at Kolev's headquarters on behalf of the Kaiser to award the medal to General Kolev. The two discussed General Kolev's success at Tucherkin and the current military situation along the Kobanen. On the 1st of October 1916, the joint Romanian and Russian armies launched their attacks on the Bulgarian Cavalry Division and the Ottoman 25th Infantry Division. Fighting went on for 10 days around the villages. General Kolev spent his time in the trenches, spotting for his artillery and deploying fresh reserves during the low temperatures and heavy rain. Eventually, the Entente forces were forced to retreat despite their superior numbers. It is during this time that Kolev's health begins to fail, but he still carried out his duty. After the enemy had fallen back, the Central Powers launched their counterattack along the Kobanen on the 19th of October, 1916. In its initial stages, the counterattack did not prove successful. The Bulgarian Cavalry Division's artillery and mass Ottoman infantry allies were only able to gain a small foothold. But then the cavalry charged. Despite being under heavy Romanian machine gun fire, the Bulgarian cavalry were able to break through. Now with the entire Entente forces in retreat, Kolev followed his orders to capture the port city of Constanta. The valiant pockets of resistance put up by the Romanian army were no match for the Bulgarian cavalry, who used their own flanking and mobility to their advantage. Kolev's breakthrough allowed the 9th German Army and the 3rd Bulgarian Army to advance and capture Bucharest. Romania was effectively forced out of the war and its lands in the hands of the Central Power. In the wake of his victory, despite the vital role the Bulgarian Cavalry Division had played, Kolev's men were reduced. His machine guns, artillery, and about 3/4 of his cavalrymen were reassigned to Bulgarian occupation forces, much to Kolev's disagreement. The last time Kolev would command in battle was on the 4th of January, 1917. The general's health in major decline led his last cavalry charge against a position of Romanian infantry and civilians holding Tulsi. At this point, Kolev's health was gone. He slept long hours and couldn't keep his food down. On the 10th of March 1917, Kolev relinquished command and traveled to Vienna to recover. On the 28th of July, he was promoted to lieutenant general while still recovering in Vienna. He took that day to revisit the school he'd trained at to be a cavalry officer and talk to students about his exploits in the Second Balkan War and recently in Romania. On the 29th of July, 1917, Kolev failed to wake up from his sleep and was discovered to have passed away. Today, Kolev is considered a hero to the Bulgarians and has several cities and streets named after him. He was returned to the Bulgarian peoples and is laid to rest in Sofia. His favorite horse, Pirin, continued to serve the Bulgarian Cavalry Division until 1925. General Kolev is counted in the annals of contemporary history to be an effective cavalry commander in a war that was considered to be the last war where cavalry could be effective. Well, there you have it. Hope that was informative, very different. And please like, subscribe. I'm going to have more World War I content coming your way. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.